Hello and welcome to My Tales of Awakening. Just as the name implies, these are stories and experiences of my awakening journey. If you are here looking for advice or educational input or answers, I am so sorry to let you know um, that I don't have that. I am simply just sharing my new experiences as I work through them. With all of this, I'm really hoping that I find the souls that feel alone and that are just starting out. Because you're not alone. You're beautiful and it's a beautiful path. I cuss a little and I do smoke, and I have no advice to offer. So if that all bothers you, this is not a channel for you. I'm so sorry. I most sincerely hope that you find your tribe as I look for mine. And if you're sticking around, welcome. Make yourself comfortable. Make yourself a cup of coffee or tea, whatever you fancy. Buckle up and let's begin. Hello and welcome back, or maybe just welcome. Um, Today I kind of have a weird one. Well, weird to the people that don't believe, I guess. Am I a tree hugger? Yeah, I am. That took on a whole new meaning in my life. Back last year in September-ish, I was going through a little bit of a rough patch in my life, and I felt the need to go near water. And now we have a river that runs through our city, but it's surrounded by cement, and that wouldn't do it for me. I just kind of wanted to feel the grounding energies and all that, and you know, walk barefoot on the sand and whatnot. And I felt the need to go, and it was really, really strong. And the closest like conservation area around us is about an hour away, 45 to an hour. And I was like, I'm gonna go. So Saturday morning, I got myself ready and I was about to leave. And my husband's like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm gonna go for a drive out to wherever. And he's like, you know what? I'll come with you. And I'm like, all right. But I just kind of wanted to just have some peace and walk down the beach with like just a peaceful. And he's like, we don't have to talk. We don't have to do anything. I'll just come with you if that's okay. And I said, okay, that's fine. So we went, and I was walking, or we were walking, took a little walk through the park area, like through the foresty part, and climbed the bird tower. And it's funny actually now that I think of it, because I didn't even think of this, but we walked up those stairs and there was like 3 people there, but they were kind of each on their own. And as we're walking around the tower up top, the top tier, we passed by one person and I was fine. We passed by the second person, I was fine. But when we got close to the third person, literally like every hair on my body stood up, and I was like, let's go. And he's like, what? And I'm like, no, I gotta go. We gotta go. I can't. And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I'll explain later. Just let's get the fuck out of here. Right? So anyways, but my energy was just like, no, this person's no good. For whatever reason, I don't know if they were going through a tough time or not, but feeling of other people's energies was fairly new to me at that point, and it was just a not good feel that I was feeling. So I was like, let's get the heck out. So we did, and then we headed down to the beach, and I took my shoes off and I did my little grounding and walking, and it was very nice day. But anyways, that wasn't even the point of this. We walked back up, and he's like, oh, let's take a stroll this way. So we were walking through the grass, and there was this plaque there. And usually we stop and we read all the plaques. And we stopped there, and he was reading the plaque. And as I'm trying to read this plaque, I am feeling this dizzy, woozy energy. Like, I don't even know what the hell that was. And the plaque just got all blurry on me. And it was like, I felt like I was like in a whirlwind, like spinning. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, what is this? So I took a picture of it, and I'm like, I'm going to read this later. But he's like, wow, that's interesting, eh? And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. But I didn't want to say anything, right? So I'm like, oh, I'll refer back to the picture later because I don't know what the heck he's talking about. But anyways, till this day, I don't think I know what that plaque was about. It was about some prisoners or something in Ohio, or I don't know. And boats. And I'm like, is that like something that is concerning me? Because just the reaction that I had in front of this. But I was like, okay. So anyways, and we walked past that, and we got to the bathroom area, or washroom area, or whatever you call it, wherever you are. And sorry, I'm getting messages and I'm getting distracted. Anyways, so my husband's like, I have to go to use the toilet. I'm like, all right, no problem. So I picked a picnic table. Surprisingly, I didn't have to go. But I picked a picnic table and I sat down, and there were these old trees. I don't even remember what type of trees they were, but they were massive, like massive. And I'm sitting there and I can feel the energy that is emitted from these trees. And it's just weird. So I walked up to one tree and I held my hand in front of it for a second before I even touched it. But I can feel the energy off of it, like just coming off of it. And it was just, I don't even know, just, it was really, really strong. And it was like pulling me. And I'm sitting, like I was standing there for a second, and I put my hand on it, and just the effect that this tree, like what I felt from it. And I'm like, wow, like I got to explore this a little bit more, right? So I sat back down on the picnic table, and I'm just feeling overwhelmed with this energy. And I started talking, and I kind of unburdened myself a bit to them, to the trees, or whoever was listening. There was a couple people that kind of walked by and looked at me weird, but at that point, I didn't really care, to be honest with you. I was like, hello, but that was it. Like, so, sorry, sip of water. So anyways, but it was like, so we were wrapping this trip up, and I was like, I have to come back here all by myself. I'm going to come back here all by myself. I got to explore that plaque. I have to explore more of these trees. I don't know what is happening, why it was so strong, like the energy of it. Oh, and as I'm saying this, my bottle's like crackling. Weird. But anywho, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to come back alone with nobody around and just try and get as much as I can out of this park to see if my mind is playing tricks on me, if I am really feeling what I'm feeling. And so anyways, a few weeks go by, my husband goes away hunting. And I'm like, okay, not that he bothers me. I just needed to do this alone. And so it was funny because now this is a long running joke, but I told my sister I was going, and she goes, "Oh, good, I'm coming with you." And she's like, "You like that?" She's like, "You like it? I invited myself on your trip." And I'm like, "All right." First, I was like, "Do I really want to? I really wanted to do this alone." And she's like, "I realize you wanted to do it alone, but," she's like, "I will not bother you. I will go on my way, you go on your way, and we'll meet back up at the car." And I'm like thinking to myself, that's not going to fucking happen. I'm not doing that. I don't want to do that because I don't want to do that. What's the point in going with somebody when you're going to go your separate ways? But at the same time, it's like with her, I can be 150% myself. Like quite literally, I can be 150% myself. And there would be no judgment. And there would be no anything. She knows the good, the bad, the ugly, the disgusting, the all of it, right? She's seen me in every single format. And I'm not saying I can't be 100 and well, I can't be 150 with my husband, but I can be 100 with him, and I like to be 100 with him. But I'm kind of scared that my voo-voo will, I don't know, repel him in a way. So he knows most of my craziness as far as that goes. How's that? But at the same time, I try to downplay it quite a bit, only because I'm afraid that I don't want to be too much. You know what I mean? Like, and I know he wouldn't say anything, or he's been nothing but respectful and like by my side with all of it. He's never once said anything bad at all. Like, he's never made me feel bad. He's never made me feel crazy. He's never judged me, not verbally anyways to my face, but, and I firmly believe that he has never said anything to like bad extent to somebody about me as far as the voo-voo-ness goes. If I'm bitching and, he could go, all the old ladies, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that I can see. But as far as me going kind of voo-voo on him, I don't want to do the 150. You know what I mean? Like, there's still that. So I downplay all of that quite a bit with him, and even more so with the kids, and then pretty much not anything in front of anybody else. And that is the way I've realized I need to integrate into my life, because I don't want to lose my immediate family. As far as people, other people, I really don't really care, but I have my 10 family members that I would kill for, and I don't want to lose any of that. And and I know that they're supposed to accept me for who I am and all of that mumbo jumbo, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to be judged, but at the same time, I don't want it to become a fight, and that's that. So anyways, I'm gonna let that go for another time, but because this is not what this is about. Sorry, having a cigarette. If it bothers you, see yourself out. But what the hell was I going with? Anyway, so my sister invited herself on my trip, and we ended up having such a wonderful day. It was actually really, really cool. Oh, we drove out, we grabbed some coffees, and got there, and we went for a little walk about, and then we did our walking down the beach. and actually saw so many feathers. It was unreal. And then I showed her the trees, and like she was mesmerized by their energy too. And it was just kind of like, holy crap. But at the same time, she hasn't been back there for like 20 years since we were teenagers. We used to go there all the time with my parents, and we'd go and, go to the beach, and while they did their fishing thing and whatever, right? But so, and then we're like, you know what? Let's walk down to that plaque, because she really wanted to see the plaque. And we stood in front of the plaque, and she got woozy too. And I got woozy again. And I'm like, what is happening? Why are we woozy? Like, what is this? What is it about this plaque? So, you know what it gives me? That Outlander, what you may call it, like energy. Because I'm like, holy crap, if we put our hands on it, are we going to be like somewhere in Scotland? But anyways, but yeah, so it reminded me of that. But at the same time, it's like just so kind of like, it was weird. So we ended up walking a little bit down further to where there's not too many people, and we wanted to find a bench or a picnic table or something, because I had brought my tarot cards and my oracle decks, and now neither one of us really know how to do tarot or read any of that, but we wanted to explore it a bit. So I gave her a tarot reading, she gave me a tarot reading. We, walked a bit, and it was nice. But at the same time, I'm like, holy crap, like that. What is it with that plaque? What is it with the trees? So anyways, blah, 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 fast forward. We went up north. My husband and I, we have property up north, and we have some older trees. The most of the property was cleared in the 80s. So there isn't too many of like older trees there, but there is a few, a little bit behind a shed that we have. And this one tree just kind of keeps calling out to me. I feel like it's calling out to me. And it's so weird because like we have thousands of trees, and I mean thousands. We have 90 acres, and 30 acres of it is forest. Okay, so, but there's this one particular tree that even when I think about it, it kind of gives me goosebumps. But I walked up to it slowly and did the same thing. I had my hands open in front of it, and then I walked up slowly and I put my hands on the tree, and I can feel its energy, and it was just magnificent. It was so calming. And over there, when I'm up there, I don't know, I'm in a totally different vibrational state anyways, as is. Because we're in nature, right? First off, like it's very grounding, but I love everything about that property, even the ugly stuff that keeps fucking with us. Like we've learned so much there, and we've come so far up there. But like it's a completely different feel when we're up there. And when I walked up to that tree and I put my hands on it, and I felt this very, very, very calming sensation. And it seriously did ground me. It was just magnificent. And I politely asked if I can hug the specific tree. And I hugged it. And oh my Lord, if you've never hugged a tree before, please hug a tree. Hug a tree. For heaven's sakes, hug a tree. Because you know what? I don't know what it is, but it just, you can feel the energy from this tree, from this being, and it's amazing. It's amazing. I think I got more out of hugging a tree than I did any other human being in this planet. So, my friends, get out there, hug trees. I actually try to do that in the city because we live in a city and we have one old tree in front of our house. And I went up to the tree because somewhere I read you can tell your burdens to a tree. So I wanted to unleash my burdens. But I walked up to this tree and I put my hands on it. And then I see my neighbors' heads popping out the windows and everybody's like looking at me weird. And I'm like, screw all of you. So then I didn't because they're all so nosy. So I'm like, it's okay. There's going to be plenty of trees that I can hug. So, anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. I don't know how much more I can talk about tree hugging. But yeah, it was, yeah. Oh, sorry. Text message. Oh my God, another one. But sorry, guys. So, and that's pretty much that. My friends, I guess this isn't as long as the other ones. I am going to sign off. It was very nice chit-chatting with you. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening. If you're still not listening, if you have a free moment, introduce yourself to a tree slowly and go and hug that because it's wonderful. And in the meantime, I think once the weather gets a lot nicer and the parks open back up, I think I might go back and explore that park, maybe alone this time. Who knows? We'll see who invites themselves. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Lots of love. Bye.